Okay, so we're going to be cleaning the Glock 17 today, and what I'm going to do is show you how to take it apart very briefly. I already have another video on that, so this is going to focus mainly on the cleaning part. So you're going to need all of the following items. I've got some break-free. This is the break-free CLP, which is cleaner, lubricant, and preservative, so it does kind of all in one. Got your nylon bristle brush. It's the two-sided. You got your Ultima Lube grease. You got your cleaning rod that spins. It's got a ball bearing. You got your 9mm brush here. This is the one that came with the Glock. And you've also got this to push the patches through, so you attach this when you want to run your patches through your barrel. Okay, and then you also have your cleaning patches. So with all of that in mind, let's go ahead and take this apart. I've already safety checked the gun. There's no round in the chamber. So just so you can see, I'm just gonna squirt a little on there. This is gonna be what I use for the brush. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the barrel first. Okay, so this one actually looks pretty dirty on the outside. It's only been fired once, so it shouldn't be. But you're going to take some of this. Now you can clean the inside of the barrel first too. That's perfectly fine. I'm just cleaning the outside of this a little bit, and then I'm going to go on to the inside. Okay, you're going to want to make sure and get down in here. Okay, and give that a nice good rub down there. Okay, and then you're going to want to make sure and get all right up in here. I'm using the terms up in here as opposed to more technical terms because some people may not know what that means, so I just want to make this as user-friendly as possible. Okay. Now this is where the bullet's going to go up into the chamber here. So I'm just going to give that a good clean. Okay. Now what you want to do, well, you can run a patch through here, a wet patch, and let it soak for a while, and then use this brush here to clean through it. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and use this, and I'm going to put just a little bit of this on here. Now when you clean the barrel, you want to start at this end here and go to this end there. So you always start at this end and push it through, okay? You're going to run through a few times. Okay, now I don't know if you can see this. Try and angle it here so you can see some of the shine inside the barrel. You want to make it as clean as possible in there. So now we have that in there. The brush broke up some of the gunk in there, and we're gonna let that sit for just a second, and then we're gonna go through it with a patch after that. Now with the slide, get some of this on here. The slide, you want to make sure you clean all down the sides here. Now there's going to be a little indentation that runs along here. You want to make sure and get up in there with the brush. Okay, for the next part, you want to make sure that the two holes are pointing down. So these two holes here, make sure they're pointing down because the firing pin is right here, and it's always best to clean with the firing pin facing down so your gunk doesn't run up into it when you're cleaning it. You want to clean up here where the rounds are extracted. Just going to go ahead and give it a nice little wipe down in here. Okay. Now you can take your cloth and wipe this down a little bit. You're going to want this dry along the rails here, and you'll see why in a little bit, because you're going to put some gun grease along there. Now CLP does act as a lubricant, so theoretically you could just get away with putting that there, but I like the gun grease a little better. Now you can see how dirty this is. That's just in the slide area. So some people don't clean this much, but I like to clean it every time I shoot, just because that's how I am with all my guns. Okay, make sure you get down here at the end. See, there's still stuff coming off down at the end. Now, I'm just going to let that sit for a little bit. We will come back to that in just 1 second. Now you're going to take this brush off your cleaning rod. You're going to put this little tool here on the end. Just looks like a little plastic, straight piece of plastic. Okay, then just going to grab a stack of them here. Now be careful with these cleaning patches. You see the edge here? This will sometimes fray off and it'll stay in your barrel and stuff, so you want to be careful. So I'm going to go ahead. Now I'm going to show you, I don't know if you can see that. That's the dirt that's coming off from inside. Now you want to keep running this through, patches through there until it's clean. I always blow through there. See, this came out. You don't want that in your barrel. Okay, so you give it a nice, you blow on that. Now let's see if I can show you how it looks inside. I don't know if you can see that shine. That's what you're shooting for. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to, well, I'm going to go ahead and wipe down the outside of this again. We'd already cleaned that. We'd already given it a scrub, but what we're going to do now is go back and we're going to put some oil on it, or the lubricant part of this, because this is going to have a lot of friction once you put it back in the gun. So we're going to take this patch, get some oil on it, give it a nice little soak in there. Now you're going to take that, go down the barrel, make sure, get that nice and lubed up there. Okay, and then you're going to make sure you get right here. It's the high friction area as well. Okay, then I just do a light little coat on the side here, along each edge. Okay, now that's ready to go back in the gun. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some clean paper towel here. I'll wipe this down again. Oh, another little note, make sure, like today it's absolutely awful outside and it's really hot, so if you're sweating, be careful you don't sweat in the gun after you've cleaned it, or make sure if your hands are sweaty you're not rubbing that sweat all over the place. So next we're going to take your brush again. Okay, I'm going to move the patches so I don't get those dirty. Okay, now you're going to clean all the areas with contact, especially right here. You can see some old gun grease from the last time I cleaned it and applied it. So there's a lot of metal right here. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to brush away all that grease, all that grime that's built up. Okay, I'm basically just going along the slide areas right here. That's where this slide right here, it comes in contact with these metal parts. I'm going to clean right here on this metal. Going to give that a quick clean down there. Alright, now take some of this clean paper towel, just wipe it down a little bit. Now, if you want, every few times you can put a drop of oil down there in the back. Be careful you don't do that, get it all over you. Just to oil up some of the moving parts back here. Okay, Then what you're going to do is take your grease right here. Oh, it's wonderful. Don't spill your cap. Okay, you put it right here at this metal point. Put a little bit there. You don't have to put too much. Right up here, do the same thing. Just put a little bit there. Over here, and put some. And put some there. Okay. Now, when you put it back together, all you're going to do is take the slide, put it right there, pull it back, it'll snap back into place.